It's a lot. Got a swastika on my chest, white power on my stomach, devil horns on my head, iron cross and lightning bolts on my knee, a resist to skull, and a 14 and a 33 on my sides. I couldn't actually change who I was because I have to look at this stuff every day I get up and go to a mirror. So that reminds me of the POS I used to be. It's hard to escape something that you're constantly reminded of. I'll always know what it was, but having this stuff like disappear is like put me at like a peace that I've never had before. I don't have to keep trying to live some facade of something that I'm not.
Here at Fallen Heroes Tattoo Parlor in Colorado Springs, where there's a non-profit of tattoo artists who are covering up hate symbols of people who spent time in prison. This guy we're about to meet is going under a big change.
What we want is an organic looking, pre-planned. We don't want it to look like we're doing a cover-up.
Very nice to meet you in person here. How's he holding up?
So good.
You have devil horns on your head, you have hate symbols across your body, you have a swastika on your heart, literally covering your heart. I guess the first question is just why?
It's because I was angry and wasn't happy with who I was, or I was hateful. And so when I went to prison, hate became an outlet for me to express myself and be happy with myself. You're not allowed to be a member of any of the street groups while you're incarcerated. However, that does not mean that the stuff they're sending in isn't used to recruit the people that are in there. So they basically are recruiting angry, upset people from in prison, and it's carrying out onto the streets.
And you held those views of white power.
If you ain't white, basically, you're not welcome. If you're not white, I want nothing to do with you.
After years of fighting for that, you're here with a Jewish tattoo artist taking these and removing these tattoos.
And an Asian guy tattooing my side.
We're all human. If we can't help other humans, what are we doing here on Earth? You know, and that's the thing, is that these individuals, Michael Kent and John Waldron, you know, especially, they do have a lot of stuff on their bodies, and, you know, us covering it, you can see each and every time that they come in, you can see just their smile get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, I was in the same spot about 3 years ago. I changed my whole life, walked away from my lifestyle, the neo-Nazi groups, and I came out here. I wanted a better life. I got a hold of Redemption Inc., and Redemption Inc. said fill out this form and come look at us. About a week later, I was out here in the tattoo chair getting my work done, and I don't look back because it's been a blessing.
Wow. I can't even see it, Michael.
You're touching before and after now.
What was kind of the catalyst for that change? What caused you to change?
What caused me to change? The lady over there. That was because I was on the fence with it. Like, I didn't know. I wanted to change, but I wasn't committed. Until I got with her, that was when I started kind of talking to her about it. And, you know, she accepted me with the swastika. Never had any plans. We never even talked about anything about removing it or removing any of this stuff. It was what it was. It was a story. She agreed it was a story I could tell people later. And then her cousin kind of set me up to tag me in this Redemption Inc. Thing. And I told her, oh, come on, man, I'm not going to do that. This is my story. I'm not going to take this stuff off. And my lady said, well, maybe you should sign up and see what happens. Well, I signed up, and it was a couple weeks or a month. Brenda sent me an email, and I was just like shocked.
We're not changing anybody. We're just helping them finish the change. We're just covering that so that they get a chance at that first impression again.
What was kind of the dynamics of your family, and why do you think, as a father to this big brood, you got now 9 kids that you're looking after, how has that manifested and forced you to think differently?
Because I don't want my kids to follow this. I mean, sorry.
Sure.
I would be upset if somebody were to treat one of my children how I treated people, and to call them many racial names. So, and I wouldn't want any of my kids to grow up hate people based off their skin color. I think it's ignorant and stupid. My oldest daughter told me a couple days ago that she's really proud of me and happy that I had made up for being such a horrible person before. And I don't know.
What if they say, this is just skin deep, this change? What is your response?
Skin deep will wear off, man. I've been out for 5 years almost, so most people don't make it 18 months.
I was burnt out flame. So, I mean, this is, you know, and I just feel like every day the flame for me gets bigger.
And that line, that you're a burnt out candle. You feel like you got a little light back.
I feel like I'm on fire. Be a shining light in a dark world.